Alright guys, welcome back again to more Trails into Reverie. You know, I can't even begin to fathom how far we've come with this Trails series so far. The only one I've yet to touch was essentially, or at least for this channel, is Trails in the Sky. And that was the only one I played for the PSP when it first came out and beat. And now we've made it all the way from Code Steel into this game. And then after that, I'm actually looking forward to Trails into Daybreak. Into Daybreak? I don't know the actual thing. I know it's Daybreak. But yeah, guys, we got a couple more stuff to take care of before we enter the main mission. So bear with me on this. And yeah, hope you all continue to enjoy. Thank you again for all love and support. And let's do this. Alright, everyone. Welcome back again. We're going to continue on doing some more reminiscing because we got, like, I believe 3 more.
Rendering browsing interface.
Oh, no, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Okay, let's go with Justice Ado.
Three days after the SSS successfully liberated Crossbell, I found myself being the first of my old classmates to see the city in all its newfound freedom. Excuse me, but would you two be Commander Sonia Bells and Vice Commissioner Pierre?
That's correct. Inspector Regnitz, yes? We've been expecting you.
Quite an entourage.
It's a pleasure to meet you both.
We've come on behalf of the Government Accountability Inspectorate. I hope we can count on your cooperation during our visit. Ordinarily, the withdrawal of all Erebonian troops and weaponry from Crossbell should have happened immediately after the war. The IDF's occupation had caused a delay, but now it could finally be executed, and overseeing it was our mission. This critical assignment came directly from my father, a task closely linked with Crossbell's independence to boot. Veteran inspectors in Rhineford were entrusted with watching over Tangram Fortress and the local military factory, while I was assigned to the city itself, and my primary focus would be the tower the defense force had occupied. The SSS only knows how to do it big, don't they? Can't believe they pulled this off. I heard Yuna's still out of school to help them in dealing with the aftermath.
Thank you. I think we have a better handle on what happened here now. So after the SSS charged in...
It's crazy how
I
these two could
remember
look
him from the
related.
files related to the SSS. First Division, I think. What was his name again? Never mind. I need to focus on work. Off to the 36th floor, then.
Didn't mean to talk over him either. It was quite the gargantuan task for Machias to inspect the inside of Orcus Tower, reviewing each shard of broken glass or overturned vase. But while working hand in hand with the local police and CGF, he set out to ensure that no offense caused by the IDF would go unnoticed. The work was exhausting, mentally and physically. Days in, he was still on the clock long after burning the midnight oil. This left no time to go out for drinks with fellow colleagues. It was just him and his work. He could feel the fatigue start to eat away at him. Thankfully, there was a local cafe that had become a small haven for his weary soul.
Thanks for waiting. Here's one of our very own dark roast specials.
No.
Thank you. There's no better morning ritual than one that starts with a good cup of coffee. Now I can start work with my best foot forward.
Hey, check out the Imperial.
Oh, yeah. A pal of mine in the tower was telling me about having to work with that guy.
Thanks for waiting. Here's one of our very own dark roast specials.
Much obliged.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be when Dudley and him first become like best pals or something.
Nothing like that first cup of the day.
Oh my god, they're related. They have to be. Besides the green hair, obviously. He was determined to do his job well, for the Triple S who fought by his side during the Twilight, for all his friends doing what they could back in the Empire, and for his father, who believed he could handle such an important task. Little did he know, however, that his hard-earned day off several days later would be spent around his beloved brew.
You're all out of dark roast?
I'm so sorry, sir. I know it's your go-to coffee.
Am I gonna have to find the brew myself again?
Ours is ground with beans imported straight from Orid. But I'm afraid something's happened that's made it impossible to get back in stock. The owner was saying something about crime being afoot.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be up to me to get some beans for myself.
Wait, what crime is being committed?
Oh, sorry, sir. Listen to me go on.
Not at all. In fact, do go on.
Detective. Well, what he said, our morning's just not the same without your coffee. If you don't mind, could you let us speak to the owner of this establishment?
I'm hoping a majority of this is voiced. Justice Ado. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, by the way. Or no, Justice Adeus? Like Deus Ex Machina? Oh, I'm guessing I'm wrong. I thought it was going to be mainly voiced, and that would have been great. But here we are. Yeah, that kind of thing seems to be happening a lot lately. We've gotten a number of queries about missing parcels, deliveries to the wrong address, and the like. My hunch is the trade resuming just plain has companies in chaos. I sure hope things will calm down soon. Indeed. Thank you for your cooperation. I had a hunch after hearing what the cafe owner had to say, but wow. This runs deeper than it rightly should. It also matches up with several reports the police have received. Several communication and delivery mishaps and the confusion just after Crossbell's liberation were eventually traced to imported goods and sundries disappearing in transit. Right, and there are too many cases for it all to be mere coincidence. If the staff testimonials are anything to go by, it's not just restaurants either. Any business could fall victim. And all in a way so they don't even notice there's a pattern. Quite the underhanded operation. Are there multiple perps, or is there someone acting alone? What could their MO be? We need to gather information. It occurs to me now that this is rather late, but I was sent from the Empire on work-related business at Orcus Tower just last week. My name is... You're Inspector Machias Regnitz, I know. Alex Dudley of the CPD's 1st Investigative Division. So you knew who I was this whole time? From reports related to the Triple S, I'm guessing? The 1st Division deals in foreign affairs as well, so naturally, I'd know about you. Your father being Representative Regnitz and you being a member of Class 7 puts you on our radar more than any other report. Right, I'm sure. Don't let me knowing that frees you up on me. For the first time in quite a while, I'm not on the clock, but I'm not about to sit back with my coffees in danger. We'll have no shortage of ordeals to face in the days to come. And I won't let that be marred by the loss of one of my life's simple pleasures. Oh. So, Inspector Regnitz, might I request your cooperation in my independent investigation? I realize this is out of our respective jurisdictions, but I hope you might say yes, as fellow lover of coffee. Of course, I'd be happy to assist. Thus, the two formed an unusual bond and opened up an investigation for their beloved bitter beans. And so we begin our first investigative query into finding out where our coffee beans are. The first stop was inside the department store where Machias questioned his old friend Patiri. No luck? The reputable trade Harold Haysworth was next on the list, and he suggested they visit each district to interview the city's merchants. A lot of work for our coffee beans, that's for damn certain. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Used that route all the time myself. Lucky for me, I was sure to move some things around ahead of time, so we're not hurting us stock-wise. I'm thinking whoever's behind it's either green as grass in the underworld, or they straight have no fear of death. Or both. And what makes you think that? I don't mind answering, but it's gonna cost you though. I think you can afford to give you a friendly discount, detective. Huh. I would have thought he'd have a bigger problem with her line of work. So that's about everything we could figure out. This is doing a lot more harm to the locals than I've ever would have realized. This is an incredible help, so thank you. The Junior Triple S is everything I'd hoped for and more. Good. With all the Triple S does for us, we're always down to cover from. Ask us for help whenever you need it. I certainly will. I'm sure I'll be back at some point. Hey, he's quicker to think on his feet than I gave him credit for. I wonder why I didn't see this side of you coming. I just hadn't pegged you as the type to have connections to Neem Valley or a back alley bar. Any detective worth his salt knows there are valuable clues to be derived from the underground. I suppose I'm not the only one who's had his expectations flipped then. Your file read like you'd be more resistant to going off book. Thought you'd be more straight-laced. Don't take this the wrong way, but that applies more to you than to me. I've still got a ways to go. Crossbell's independence is at stake. I can't afford to let my inexperience as an inspector be what screws it up. I don't think... Now, where's the next bar? Oh no, I said it like that. He's meant to be drunk. Whoa. Whoa there, sir. Whoops. Sorry about that. Not at all. I should have stepped out of the way. If I recall, this guy works in general affairs at Orcus Tower. Those glasses. I remember you. You're that inspector from the Empire. Show the ID at the door. Got all the paperwork in order. You're a hell of a hard worker. I'm guessing it's easy for an Imperial to finish what Imperial started, huh? That isn't how I would put it. You know, I've been hearing lots of stories about fraud picking up here again. They keep that up. They might start calling this place the City of Sin the way they did before the Triple S cleaned up the place. That's you bastards' fault. You just come in and start tearing down everything we built. Hey, that's enough. I understand lips are loose when drunk, but any more out of that mouth and you'll be interfering with official business. Huh? Wait, I've seen you around too. What are you doing, you moron? Stop heckling random people on the street. Sorry about him. Gets like this when he drinks too much. Detective Dudley and Inspector Regnitz. Oh, adios. I am so sorry if my friend said anything rude. I think he's just been doing too much OT since the liberation. Come on, man, let's go. I know it's our day off, but you drank way too much, I tell you. Pshaw! I can still go for more. If you could stay for just another minute. Your friend here mentioned something about fraud being on the rise. Would you happen to know anything about that? We're in the middle of an investigation, so anything at all you could share with us would be greatly appreciated. Oh, you know, I think I might. There's been this suspicious merchant who's been selling knockoffs of brand name goods. Retailers around here have been getting inquiries from customers on them. We're thinking of giving a heads up to the police about it, so your timing's perfect. Would you like the names of the stores that were notified? That'd be great, thank you. After their new lead from an unexpected source, they went right to visiting the stores specified. They were more than happy to give obvious tales for the knockoffs. The similarities between each account were almost astounding. Then, with plenty of new information in hand, they agreed to find a place to sift through their findings while resting their feet. And there was no better spot for a sit-down than a certain bakery on West Street. Mortgages, of course. We managed to collect a fair bit of information. Indeed, such as how the victims up to this point have dealt in import brands and foodstuff. Brands like the Quincy Company had Strega Corporation among them. So we got Bleach and P3 companies, huh? Wherever these are sold, the merchant has appeared to offer the exact same products for a much lower price. These alternatives, however, are inferior knockoffs. By the time this is discovered, the merchant has already disappeared. I think there's a connection here. Almost undoubtedly, it ties into our current case. So fraud and counterfeit goods, If you're still worried about what that man said earlier, you shouldn't be. Being Erebonian does not mean you have to shoulder the responsibilities of your entire country. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But to me, he represents the majority of Crossbell's people. It makes me feel like I can't do anything to make them feel better, as an Imperial citizen and as an inspector. I see. You really are so much like me in my younger years. How so? You're deeply serious with a strong sense of justice that makes you want to live up to the expectations placed upon you. But now, suddenly all that pressure has become so immense that it's suffocating you. Isn't that it? I don't know. No, you might be right. With the Chancellor now gone, the Empire is racing toward a new era. And amidst all of this, my dad is now the representative Chancellor of the entire country. The first step we need to take for this new era is to restore and stabilize a relationship with Crossbell. I believe he's expecting of me the kind of inspection results that will work to that end. And yet here I am with my hands full with just the stuff immediately right in front of me. I can't help but hate how much of a good-for-nothing guy I am. Yeah, you're putting yourself down a lot too much, man. You're doing pretty well for yourself, if anything. Marcus is like the most competent character yet, you know? At what he does. I hope you won't mind me countering this, but I think you should be more confident in yourself, Machias. You chose the thorn-filled path of being an inspector despite how difficult it was going to be. And against your young age, you've been entrusted with the most important aftermath of restorations after the war. These more than prove you're qualified, and it means you absolutely can live up to the expectations your dad has of you. I get panicked when I don't produce results quickly enough. But is a brew not truly at its most divine when the beans have been roasted longer? I'm sure you understand what I mean as a fellow lover of coffee. Ha, yeah, you're right. I think I've been trying to rush my progress so much that it's only made things worse instead. Maybe I'll take a bit longer to produce results, but better to take it slow and steady than run myself into the ground. That's the way. Hello, Detective. And to you, Inspector. I don't know if I've ever seen you two in the same place before. If I recall, you're from that former law office, aren't you? I asked if you'd be willing to cooperate with the investigation of mine. We're just taking a short break. What investigation, if I may ask? Is it about the dealer of counterfeit goods? This kid's well informed, huh? Been keeping up with the times, have you? Yeah, Grace has been all over it. I got to thinking about how the Triple S once worked a similar case, so I was going through some old leads and... What? Would you mind showing us those leads? If we can get our hands on some evidence, I might be able to get the First Division to make an arrest. Oh, I don't mind at all. You've done so much for me in the past, Detective. How could I say no? Oh, but keep it a secret from Grace. If she finds out, she might end up forcing her way to a front seat on your investigation. I can picture it now. We'll keep that in mind. So far, going pretty smoothly, I'd say. A few hours later. I really hit the jackpot this time, haven't I? Crossbow never fails to disappoint me. Well, save for a few sour moments. I couldn't be happier about our business arrangement myself. It's much easier to get things done this way. That's my line. I hope we can continue this most profitable of relationships. If Crossbow regains its independence, then it may become much easier to do business than it was under Imperial rule. I'd welcome the return of a prime hunting ground for folks like us. Ha! Ha ha! Ho ho ho! The joke's on you. What's this? And who might you two be? Well, if it isn't Minith, the con man and the infamous counterfeit dealer from Calvary. So you're the small fry that used to cause so much trouble on Crossbell. What? Know who I am, do you? So my past is coming back to haunt me. I never should have allowed that cursed special support section to catch me. The files the CPD has on you from last time came in handy. We know everything you've been up to. Surrender peacefully. So this is because of that pesky Triple S, is it? Ha! In that case, what perfect timing. I've been looking for a chance to express my gratitude for all they did for me. She's completely flipped the switch. She'll wake up the whole city at this rate. I had my run-ins with the Triple S as well. If you're friends of theirs, then this is an excellent opportunity to relieve some stress. It's time to get to work. We'll use sheer force to bring you pests to your knees. Get out here, you lackeys! Teach these four-eyed lettuce heads a lesson. Lettuce heads? That makes sense, I guess. Well then, no one's coming. Where the hell are they? Oh dear. How did the cops find out about the meeting spot? Damn it, this is why I hate working with crooks that always get caught. Was that directed at me? I told you we're 2 steps ahead of you. The entire department will be here soon. I hope you don't think you can get away. Aren't we clever? All we have to do is break past you and we can run this racket over and over again. And if you won't step aside, then we'll force you out of our way. Get him! Have it your way. We're more than prepared to respond. I'm counting on you, Inspector Regnitz. Of course. And then there were 2. Ugh, those worthless idiots. What a truly tragic end. For you, as if I'd give up so easily. It's all over for you. I still have 1 weapon left. Holy crap, what's he gonna do? Are you... That was stupid even for you. Now do you get it? That's the Iron Hammer of Justice. You wouldn't be saying that if you got shot or if the guy could aim. Eat my dust, you bastards. I'll always have a place to escape so long as there's a horizon to reach. What? Why would the engine start? I tried to tell you. Of course you already discovered your getaway plan. So we got out ahead of you and cut the engine. You're welcome to try swimming away from here, though. How could you? Well, Miss Counterfeit Dealer Minith, you've escaped justice in the past due to your status as foreigners, but that ends today. Crossbells and its laws are evolving. I'll put in a good word for you to see to it that you get tried here. Best of luck. Is this really how it ends? Our plan was perfect. How could this happen?
Suspects apprehended, 0210 hours.
Is that the only time he speaks? And some of the counterfeit dealer and swindler that had caused a stir in Crossbell were finally caught. The supply routes that hadn't been impeded soon returned to normal as the investigation progressed. It was shortly after when Machias heard that the cafe had restocked his favorite coffee beans, inspiring him to drop by the next day before work. And that's how these two have become close friends.
Sorry, thanks for waiting. Here's one of our very own dark roast specials. Boy, I think my jaw about hit the floor when I heard the case had been solved. Thanks to you two, it barely put a dent in business. We owe you one. So, the owner said it's on the house today.
Oh, wow, thank you. Ah, it's dark roast or nothing in the morning.
I love the way you can feel it coursing through your body from the first sip. Can't start my day without it.
These two have to be brothers. I don't care, man.
And speaking of, I have something I'd like to share with you a little later. Are you free for lunch? I know a place with food that goes spectacular with any brew.
Absolutely, I'm free.
Justice Sedatus. End. Amazing. 5,000 Mira as a reward. Obtain the first time bonus item, Manly Munchies. Alright, since we did Justice Sedatus, I want to do the More Things Change. Oh, it's with Lecter and, God, I'm always forgetting the majority of these characters' names, but I'll know them soon enough. Finally made it. Aren't you? You've always got something wild going on, don't you? Hey now, I got permission this time. Excuse me. I'm late as all hell though. Hope they're not mad. Lucy Sayland, okay. And this girl is from, Trails in the Sky, Claudia. Oh. Sorry for the wait, ladies. Wait is putting it mildly. Lucy was just saying you might have stood us up. Come on, can't a guy get a little love for how hard he worked to make time for this? I got attacked by foreign spies on the way here and everything. The odds of that happening with our current international climate are zero. You need to put in some more work into your tall tales. And if you're ever so much as 1 minute late when meeting us again. You'll wish you weren't. Now sit down. That meaningful stare, man. That was cool. It's the small things. I appreciate it. You're so funny, Lucy. I can't get a little leeway with our first time meeting outside of work in 3 years? How you doing, Sig? Being a good guard? A perfect guard, in fact. He's been vigilant since I came to Erebonia for the wedding. And today's my last day here, so I really am glad we could all find the time to get together. I wish it could have been earlier, but I've been swamped with work ever since the war's end. It did allow me to come back for business in the Remiferian embassy at least, so it worked out in the end. You've mainly been checking up on the Remiferians who returned to the Empire after the war, yeah? That, plus a few other thingamajigs and some follow-ups with the sailing company? That is all correct, and all confidential. Dare I ask how you came to know my itinerary? I dare you don't, but I can slip out a few secret updates I'm privy to. From what I hear, the extra mirror and final details of the reparations we're paying out to other countries have been finalized. It's not much more than a modified version of the second proposal. You should get the official notif next month. Well, alright. I can save my long overdue smack for next time. Thanks, Lecter. I'll let my grandmother know. Speaking of updates, Jill and Hans asked me to deliver messages to you both. To Lecter, they, Jill mostly, said, "Clock's ticking, hurry up and apologize." To Lucy, they, Hans, mostly said, "Let's all hang out soon. We miss you." What, they still remember sweet innocent me? And please, tell them I'm too busy kissing government ass to kiss theirs too. I think a genus get-together would be fun personally. The time might work since I heard Leo's back in Liberal. He also said something about coming here for a conference. Here? I haven't been keeping an eye on him since he made it into the top school in Le Mans. He better not be trying to ambush me. Talking like this is bringing back a whole flood of memories. Same for me. It's like we're right back in the student council room. I'm so glad you came back to us. So am I. I would have been happy enough that you came to the other side of the war safe and sound. But it also seemed to lift that shadow that's been weighing you down. Now you can finally smile from the heart again. I think someone would be quick to point out that I don't deserve to with how I don't know, help start the damn thing. Well, we know, we won't be among them. To us, you're a dear friend from our academy days. If you're one of them, though, then better late than never to do all the good you can so you can put the rest of us at ease. Listen to you. I screwed up big thinking Genis was a good spot to go on the cover. Much fun as I had there at the time. Oops. Looks like it's me. Arendelle speaking. Again? Ugh. Got it. I'll be right there. What's wrong? Sorry, something's cropped up. I'll be back as soon as I can, but you two can just keep going without me. And here I thought I was swamped. I've heard there's been no shortage of fires to put out in the intelligence division since the Chancellor's passing. But, yeah, I don't like that fake smile he puts on. You would know, Lucy. You would know. Wait, that's it? Oh. I thought there'd be more. Oh, okay. I thought it was over. The Imperial Diet is going to be more of a problem than military headquarters. All of a sudden, they're happy to flaunt their authority again like the Inspectorate. It makes about the last thing we need. Now that the military has been downsized, intelligence is what's going to keep the Empire safe. How can they not get that? Well, we bought ourselves half a year to finish this so-called restructuring. We'll need to make something of it, even if it's just for show. If I might be permitted to speak. A detailed proposal on how a restructured intelligence division could look has already been submitted. Our division as it stands was based on the old army. Change has been long overdue. There's no better time to bring it up to modern standards than now, I say. Reverie rejected that proposal of yours. Your ideas may sound pretty on paper, but the flexibility you're looking for is no more than childish idealism. Our division has more important things to focus on. Stop being a dreamer and think like the officer you're supposed to be. I think we wasted enough time discussing the topic of restructuring for one day. Sounds like your typical businessman. As long as the Empire needs us, we need not worry about this division's future. The rest will work itself out. Our concern is more that the general state of affairs both at home and abroad has crumbled since the war. Brace yourselves. And by our, I do not include you. It must be nice to idle away the time while the rest of us are up to our necks in work. May as well not even have a seat at this damn table. I do hope you're at least aware of who is responsible for the perilous situation we found ourselves in. I'd like the chance to restore my name as much as anyone else, sir. With how much I ordered everyone around the past, however, I think it's for the best if I keep my head down for a while. From teacher's pet to class clown. Oh, how you've fallen. It's hard to take your responsibility for screwing everything up, Don't worry, you still have plenty of time to suck up to your new superiors. Who? You sure you're not going to be handed the pink slip by the time I gotta suck up to you? You watch your mouth. Just get out of here. It's impossible to get anything done with you in the way. As you wish, sir. Damn boy causes nothing but trouble whether he's here or isn't. Have you anything else to add, Hubert? I do. Prince Oliver's honeymoon is still due to proceed as scheduled. I hope he's okay. There you are. The meeting's over. Hey, Hubert. Another hard day at the office, huh? Sorry you're having to deal with all that crap I used to on top of your own now. I wouldn't have to if you didn't try stirring up trouble whenever you're in the whatever. I know I'm wasting my breath here. I managed to get the foreign intelligence budget passed at least. It's just a stopgap until the new ID's established, but we could use every mirror we can with the way the CID's sniffing around. Hats off to you, Mr. Chief of Foreign Intel. Just where would we be without promising youngsters like you? Your wisecracks are why they kick you out, you know. I know you don't care if they treat you like trash and resist with every pull, of course. But still, keep doing what you have to do here to keep things done. I'm trying, but they aren't making it easy. I swear I'm gonna be old and gray by the time we pass proper restructuring plan. If they keep acting like they were today, for sure. 15 years isn't a long time for the ID to be established, but it's plenty of time for them to get set in their ways. Yeah, any longer and the cracks in the foundation will start to crumble till there's nothing left. I think it's about time we went out with the old and in with the new, if you catch my drift. Can you say that kind of thing out loud while we're in the building? Well, we both know I'm better at talking up the higher-ups here than you are, so if you plan on starting something, let me in on it. We've been together since we were junior agents. I can make this work. Can't beat someone having your back. I'm counting on you, Hubert. Hello, sir. Look at the way he turned his head so slowly. Like a robot. Lecter. Sir? Go to Crossbell and assess the situation before the signing ceremony. Even you can do something this simple, I hope. With respect, why? I thought we had an entire unit deployed for that very task. I don't want to see you set foot back in this office for at least a week. He's not even trying to hide that he's giving me pointless work to keep me out of his hair. Then you want to keep your head down? There's nothing to gain by causing a scene right now. Just do what he says, and no slacking off because it's pointless either. You hear? Yes, I hear. I don't need you getting on my case too. Man, that's so unfair. Why are you getting all the blame? Comes with being the easiest Iron Blood to target, I guess. So you're really up for sticking around the Intelligence Division? Yep, I think it's fun. Besides, I think it'd be smarter to stay. Being on the inside will let me help Reen, Eustace, and all the other friends too, right? Yeah, good call. Just try not to leak classified information left and right. Look who's talking. Fair. So that leaves just you now, huh? You disbanded your unit the morning of the war, right? Client mentioned being real confused about everybody had their assignments changed out of nowhere. Lecter, you didn't... I didn't know how things were gonna end. I just figured that however the Great Twilight panned out, it was good for my guys to have options, that's all. Okay. I can't see everything. I sure as hell didn't see you coming back. I kicked out Tina out while I could. She's starting to find her own way in life, and I don't want our mess getting in the way of that. I let her keep access to our secure line if it helps you feel better. You did? Ha, thanks. The next stop is Trista. Trista. When disembarking, please ensure no belongings are left behind. That's my stop. Surprised you can't just call him if all you need to do is reach out to Thor's. I've been out of service for a while. Gotta make it formal, you know? I haven't seen any of the instructors in ages, so I want to say hi. Nothing wrong with that? Well, since you're going anyway, you think you could deliver this for me? Lecter handed Milliam a single letter. Just give it to one of the instructors and ask him to read it out loud. Anyone will work. Okay, I guess. See you later, Lecter, and take it easy. Lemon squeezy. Things sure have changed, but I think it's all for the best. It's easy enough to see that history won't be kind to Gileath Osborne. With blood and iron, he expanded his empire's reach through enough schemes and invasions to drag the continent to the depths of war. He might go down as one of the most evil men who ever lived. If lives weren't lost in his wake, they were derailed beyond repair. Some might say that life was one of them. Not that I care much. He had a clear goal he wanted to achieve, and the will to see it through. That meant something to me. He never verbalized what that goal was. I'm sure Claire and Rufus weren't aware either. But since the moment we met the fateful spring 15 years ago, I could sense the true nature behind his ambitions. This text is hard to read because it's mingling in with the colors of the background. I imagine he could see how similar I was to him, that we had a gift for seeing the big picture, and the path to reach the ends to our means. And while all I wanted to do was give up and fade away, he was set on using every tool at his disposal for the sake of his goal. Seeing the way he worked may have been an even bigger shock from my dad's letter. Maybe I was captivated by how he could do what I couldn't. And maybe history will see him as immoral, but I won't. He wasn't. He was a man who loved this country and its people. He wanted to save them, even if it meant taking on the role of the villain. No doubt he deemed his rootlessness a must to realize his vision, but I also think there was more to it than that. Throwing his whole being into a singular goal was all he could do to keep his fragile sense of self from collapsing. To move forward, never thinking of when the last string holding his psyche together would snap. But it was whatever it took. If it took everything he had to give to make his one dream come to light, that was the price worth paying. That was how he chose to live.
So when I chose to become an Ironblood, I made a promise to myself. I swore that if he ever strayed from his path or reached his breaking point, I would stop him by taking his life. That became my goal. It gave me a reason to remain in this world, even when I'd been unable to stop my dad. Of course, the one who settled things for the old man ended up being Schwarzer, his real son. There's no shortage of fires that need putting out right now. One wrong move, and the continent is liable to fall apart. Atoning for putting it in the position it's in through rebuilding the Empire is a good, honest goal. It's something worth doing. But at the same time,
it's still too early for you to lose hope. Come with me and discover what your purpose in this world may be.
I think I've lost my purpose in life all over again, old man.
The next stop is Keldic. Keldic. When disembarking, please ensure no belongings are left behind. Oh, I must have dozed off. Need to stop laying my guard down so much lately. So, you coming for me or not? Your odds are way better if you do it before we reach the next station, you know. My guy's on point. Okay, I didn't count on there being this many pros. Of course we're pros. We're the division's elites. Well, I'll be damned. Did you have a good nap, Lecter? Why am I not surprised it's Hubert? Why am I not surprised at all? I kind of felt this coming. So, it was your unit, huh? This would be a dumb question, but I'll feel weird if I didn't ask. What are you trying to do here, Hubert? I don't like this any more than you do, trust me. But I need you dead. And this is the one most surefire way to get it done. You've gotten out of so many situations that would have killed a man 10 times over in the past, even live combat. Your intuition is something else to have helped you survive this long. That's why we prepared something even you won't be able to snake your way out of. Don't tell me. Life sure dealt you a hell of a bad hand, huh? You might have won big when you earned the Chancellor's favor, but now you're hanging on to your job with the skin of your teeth. It almost hurts to watch a peer rise and fall the way you did. But don't worry, I'll make good use of you if no one else will. All those years spent together and this is what it comes to, huh? But sure doesn't sound like this came from the boss, so who out there wants my head gift wrapped with a pretty bow? Could it be the CID? You son of a bitch. Foreign intelligence is your bag, so I'm no expert, but I don't need to be to see how they've been shaking things up. Calvert's new president is heading it now, no? Can't say I blame you kissing a crumbling agency goodbye when the renovations the other side's already got done are so pretty. Major, if we don't... I know. Oh, how I hate people who are too smart for their own good. But this is the last time you get to put that brain of yours to use, so I'll let you have it. Goodbye, Lecter. Have fun in Gehenna. What? Impossible! How can none of them... No. She was just pretending to get off at Trista. I could kiss you, White Rabbit. You got the timing down pat. I don't want your kisses. It's funny how I also saw this coming. That letter... Yup, I knew it. That letter wasn't even for the Academy. You can't just hand in your notice like that out of the blue. Damn it, Lecter! Have yourself a seat, Hubert. Keep the gun out if you want. I just want to have a little chat. I'm not falling for that. I admit the odds aren't in our favor right now, but I'm not getting off this train until they are. We're in what I said. Did you hear I'd be setting you up for failure? If you want a housewarming gift for your new home, my head's not the only option you got. You could always tell them about the new intelligence division set up in secret 3 months ago. See? I could spare a little career advice for an old friend. Wait, what? 3 months ago? These guys are real pros. So much for this plan. Well, I'm not so stupid as to not realize that I've been beat. What do you plan to do with me? Why would I want to do anything? What? If you don't mind doing me a favor, of course. It'd help me out a big time if you stuck to your plan to go to the CID. You're kidding me. You want me to be a triple agent? It's the CID we're talking about. There's no way they won't sniff me out. Yeah, well, not sure they'll think much better of you as a double agent. But you're right that they're not gonna fall for a half-assed betrayal. We both know what they're gonna say if they catch wind of what happened here. He must have got out of there by cutting a deal with Arendelle. So, whose lawn looks greener now? I'll let you make the call. Wait. How long have you known? Since the start, Hubert. I knew since we were juniors that you'd keep trying to follow in my footsteps and aim for the top. As much as I knew you'd never get there, leading to your betrayal. But I had to let it play out. It's what had to be done so I could make my moves without the higher-ups breathing down my neck. You're the same as he was. You're no different from that piece of shit Chancellor. Oh, I know. Think you could take over, Reigns? I think I can handle it. Don't let it get you down too much. We're all in a difficult position here, so why not scratch each other's backs? As for me, I'll do just about anything to ensure my home of Liberl never suffers another day of tragedy again. Calvert is well on track to becoming the next dominant force in Zemuria. We can't afford to not keep a good eye on it. So let's work as a team to make a goal of the new intelligence division he formed come true. Let's bring stability to Western Zemuria. Interesting. So yeah, all went as planned. The guys tied to the CID are now under control. Good work. This turned out to be quite the operation. Wasn't going to be any other way. Now we can use talk of the new ID to get internal and external affairs in order. I'll leave deciding how that goes to you. Just don't forget to keep me apprised for the remaining time the old division has left. Sure thing, boss. You're the best. You sure you won't consider sticking around your old post? I'd rather die. I had enough of handling headaches like you. The only thing that would keep me on is you leaving. Ah, you know you love me. I wouldn't exactly shed a tear if I did leave, though. Huh. So what's next on the list? Heading to Crossbell? Can't say there isn't stuff bothering me over there, too. But I promised I'd head back to the villa this afternoon. It's looking like I'll be a little late again, but at least the airship will cut down the time. Catch you later, Chief. And I know you're busy, but try to take a breather here and there. You're no spring chicken. All acting on his part too, huh? This whole episode was, you know, I had a plan with another plan with another plan, you know? 15 years and he hasn't changed a bit. In the present. Alright, don't let the car with that license plate get away again. Something tells me there are people in the Garnier district and the harbor too. Better look into who's working at the Ladder and the Opera House around early September. Your instincts never cease to amaze me. I almost feel for our CID friends who thought they could play hardball against you. It's their own fault. They're the ones who came up to bat. Anyway, think you could send them home for me, Klein? Not a problem. Oh, that's the busy work out of the way. Looks like the division's restructuring is going to work out okay. Can't say I'm not concerned about the old man's sympathizers in the army. Though I wonder if I should be more concerned with how I'm doing nothing but work, work, work. I even ditched the girls to come here. Ah. Come with me and discover what your purpose in this world may be. There's so much I need to do, but I just can't bring myself to do any of it. I think part of it is because I've lost my reason for living, but that's not everything.
Even if they aren't on the best terms with them, Claire and Rufus still have families. Milliam and Altina have people they can turn to now too. Everyone's got someone who loves them that they can go back to. But me? Getting close was never really my thing. Every chance I had, I chose to walk away. All that's left of me are the sins I have to atone for. If nothing else, I can at least make it so work's not left a complete mess. Damn it. There I go, thinking about work again. When did I become that kind of guy? Huh? Was that Sieg?
There you are. I've been looking everywhere.
Busted, huh?
Finding you slacking off on a rooftop brings back memories. I'll never forget how much legwork I put in trying to find you at Genus.
Oh, I bet you won't.
I know I won't understand everything that's burdening you right now. I'm sure there are things that, even if you told me, I wouldn't be able to imagine with my upbringing. But I know you're the same person you are now as you were the day we met. When I felt lost and was struggling with my own internal conflicts, you were the one who reached out to me. I've never stopped being thankful for it, Lecter.
You remember all that? I feel bad, but I barely remember anything that happened in school.
Maybe you've forgotten, but we haven't. You were the weirdest student council president ever. A guy who wouldn't know common sense if it hit him in the face. There was no end to your shenanigans. But you also saved us more than we can count. More than we realized at the time. You're really important to us, Lecter. And you always will be. So, please don't suffer in silence. We want you to be your true self in front of us, even if you can't with anyone else.
That was delivered with so much emotion.
I've got people too. Guess I just wasn't thinking straight.
I felt that.
That means the world to me, Chloe. Lucy. I feel like as long as I've got you, I'll never have to worry about losing my way.
What?
Are you alright? You're not delirious from fever or anything, are you?
That hurts, you know. Well, whatever. I'd better get going. I've been hanging up here too long as it is. You good on time, Chloe? You've got a flight soon, right?
I do, but it isn't due to take off for a half hour or so. This isn't an official visit, so Julia is coming to escort me back.
She might be waiting at the landing port as we speak. Jill, Hans, and Leo are in Liberal right now. Isn't that right?
They should be. Oh!
Oh dear. I suppose that means work will have to wait.
If we pass up this opportunity now, who knows when we'll get a next time?
Why are you both talking like that?
You're coming with us!
Wait, what? You're not dragging me all the way to Liberl, are you?
Of course we are. We can finally have that reunion we've been itching for after all this time.
You'll never have a day off if we don't kidnap you.
Wait, we can still talk about this.
Nope.
Spare me, please!
Of all the things, he didn't foresee this coming.